Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. I've got a message for Sagittarius today, and to let you know how this works, I've asked my guides in spirit to come through with a message through the cards that will be helpful as well as deeply beneficial and positive for you this week. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. And I strongly invite you to subscribe so you can stay in contact with this high vibration information every week. And if you're returning, I am so grateful for you. I really appreciate your presence, your time, and your energy. Let's get started with this awesome reading. So, Sagittarius, the universe presents you with this lovely flowing Ace of Cups energy. This is this overflowing love. It's overflowing love, really, right? So the overflowing love that a mother might have for a child, that your soul has for you, that you might have for nature, just something that fills you up and so much that, it flows out of you. This is a very nurturing and loving card, meaning that this energy that comes towards you, this universal love or unconditional love from the energy, from the universal energy from the universe, is deeply nourishing, and it's strong, and it's nurturing and fertile in a way that we don't even realize. This is happening at night, so this is a very quiet card. It's not in the daytime. This is a subtle energy, and it's something that runs in the backgrounds, in the undercurrents of our life, that we don't always feel it in our face. But that unconditional love is always there. This overflowing love is always there, and it's running under and through and in everything. So it's that overwhelming feeling of inclusion and completeness that you can feel when you're out in nature. You can even feel that just looking at this card. Everything is touched by the water. And it's almost like the top and the bottom of the vessel are equal, meaning that equal give and take. So the more you engage with it, the more you give, the more you get. That's how the unconditional nature works. Now, your response to this, I find endearingly funny. You respond with the Eight of Wands. You're like, oh yeah, I'd like some of that. And you throw your javelin towards it. And for you, it's way out in the distance. It's way out in the future. It's out there. Whatever is associated with this unconditional love, whether that means unconditional success for you or unconditional thriving, you're like, yeah, I'd like it. I'd like to draw that towards me, and I'm going to get it. And so you think that you have to do something like pushing yourself out there, pushing that desire out there. And it's just so funny to me because he's even standing on green, which is evidence that water must have touched it at some point, right? So this water, this unconditional love touches it at some point. It's not way outside of him. It's not way in the future. It's right here. And this sounds very kind of trite and, what's the word? It just kind of trite to say, like, oh, it's been with you the whole time. The unconditional love is always there. It's the hardest thing to accept because it's not flashy, and it's not something you have to strive for. If you're in that kind of energy of always wanting to look forward and always wanting to, what's next? I need to propel myself forward, and always like looking that direction, your sights are not on the here and now, what's actually available to you now. So this is a change of focus for you this week, Sagittarius. Let's look at some more cards for you because really exciting. Ten of Swords, Princess of Wands. I love her. She's just so brave. And then the Star. Now let's look at the Star and this Ace of Cups. It is very similar energy. This is the practical application of this energy, but this is the universe, again, running in the background. We've got these daytime scenes and this quiet nighttime scenes. And she's nourishing everything, the rocks, the water, not the water. Yeah, actually she is. She's nourishing the rocks, she's nourishing the water. So this is the universe coming to balance, to give you that spiritual nourishment, to connect you with that sense of divine love, to know that no matter where you step, right or wrong, forwards or backwards, you're always surrounded by that love. And this is also the hope. When you're on a path that you're not sure of, or when you're going through something difficult, there's almost like an asking for permission to hope. And this card is showing up saying in the background, there's always hope, there's always positive, there's always the expectation. It's not, expectation is not the right word. There's this universal presence of complete acceptance and love no matter what you find yourself in, whether you're this guy being stabbed by the swords or this person striding forward in her confidence and her pride. I'm being compelled to look at the star energy a little bit more. It's a healing energy as well coming through. She's very ethereal, even though, she's a naked woman and she's on these rocks and water. There's an ethereal energy, like she's otherworldly. She's not quite here. She's from the same place this Ace of Cups is from, just kind of not here. But let's get into the other two. We'll come back to this star as we do. We'll come back to her nourishment. This Ten of Swords. So this idea of fighting an uphill battle with something that you don't need to fight with anymore. And I kind of think it's tied to this Eight of Wands here, thinking that you need to throw yourself forward, thinking that there's something in the future that you need to grab. If only I had this, then X, then I would be happy, I would have everything. Once you surrender to letting those thoughts go and realize that you can't go farther with those thoughts, look who emerges victorious. This lovely Princess of Wands, she's confident, she's brave, she's on a mission, she's striding forward. She's open-minded and open-hearted, which I love about her. So she's really receptive to adventures. She doesn't conclude what it's going to be like. She just goes there, and she's this embodiment of this proud and fierce, confident energy. There's also a sweetness about her. So it's like when you drop all this old stuff about needing to push yourself so forward so far into the future that there always has to be a next, what's next, then you're actually there. So it's kind of a strange concept when you stop striving to be forward and you just be the embodiment of who you are. You find yourself identified as a journeyer, as a traveler, as someone who's bravely is moving forward, who's going on this adventure to something new. So it's kind of like you don't have to try so hard. This is so much wasted effort, or so much effort that you don't need, because what's running in the background is that unconditional support from the universe that is nourishing you no matter what side of the path you're on. So it's almost saying that you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to strive forward. You don't have to anticipate that the future is going to be so much better than the present. She's saying they're one. The future and the present are the same thing. They are one coming together. And there's something else with this card. It just keeps calling me back to it. So the nourishment that we can derive, there's interesting reflections going on in the card as well. So we've got the so above, so below. So it's almost like when you stop the anticipating, when you stop throwing the wrong energy at this unconditional love that's already there, this unconditional support. When you stop doing that, when you stand still, then the universe also reacts differently. So if you're saying that this love that you seek, or this unconditional support you seek, is in the future, the universe keeps moving it out further and further and further for you. So if that's your belief, like, okay, this love is in the future, instead of saying, oh, it's here with me, then it pushes it and pushes it and pushes it and pushes it. So it becomes even harder to get. What would happen if you believe that it was right next to you? That it was just a different form of this love that's already there. Water and the sky looks like water to me, is such an interesting form because it can change shape. It can be ice, it can be a liquid water, it can be a gas, it can be crunchy snow, it can be fluffy snow, it can be hot water, it can be cold water, but it's all water. So what if you said to yourself, this essence of unconditional love and unconditional support, unconditional fulfillment and nurturing is always with me. All I have to do is indicate which form I'd like. Would I like ice? Would I like hot water? Am I wanting a cocktail, or am I wanting tea? That's the idea. That there's no separation between different things that you want to manifest. It's all coming from this same spongy flexible, fluid energy that's always there, and it's always coming from that alignment of unconditional love. So when you're sure that it's your heart leading you forward, and the heart that embraces you first before it pushes you out on your path, and you've let go of all those thoughts of I have to be someone and somewhere else, then you find the star replenishing you and bringing you that which you're looking for. So she thinks she doesn't know what she's looking for, but her heart has known it all along, because the heart is that essence, that basic essence of the whole universe. So it's such a big message. If you have questions about this, please reach out in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And I also invite you to check out my website, trueguidancetarot.com. I offer one-on-one readings over Zoom, as well as extended support for those on the spiritual journey who need a little bit more and who want to go even deeper and even farther. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and have a great week.